Straight to it, let's be honest, Germany can win this. You have a very strong team, you can win your class. Simon's been crushing it, and Tom is a better rider than I feel a lot of people are giving him credit for. Like, Germany have a realistic shot at this thing.
I 100% agree. I think it's been maybe quite some time since we've had a team that's this strong. I've known Tom since before he even started racing, because he lives 10 minutes away from my place in Germany. I can see and feel the excitement in Simon just by how happy he is, and he's very enthusiastic with his talking, and I think that's the kind of like the foundation for a good weekend, you know. But we've also seen with riders that are really, really good in the GPs, and then it could be a disastrous weekend. So for this one race, it can really go either direction. But like you said, we have an absolute strong team. Anything's possible. I think, man, if we can end up even, you know, never mind winning, that's another ball game. But if we can end up on the podium, that would be so huge for us. But I think it's all about the effort that we put in, and I think we're all ready to, you know, give it everything we possibly have to get a good result, and wherever that may be. But yeah, it's this is what's kind of fun about this race. You know, it's the best of the best from every country, and that's once a year. So. And for me, the excitement already started yesterday. I've seen so many people that I haven't seen in so long from the GP circuit. I mean, realistically, it's been 10 years for me. The last time I raced Motocross of Nations in Teutschenthal was the last European outdoor race that I did. So it's a big weekend for me, and I'm feeling that too, as in a very positive way, and I'm very happy. I get crazy support from the fans. I think they haven't seen me racing over here in a while, and man, it's all good vibes here.
Most of the nations you've done have been as an MX2 rider. So now you're more mature. Are you really taking on the team leader role? Are you going to try and look out for the other guys, come up with strategies and play the game a little more?
I haven't really quite thought that far yet, to be honest. It's kind of funny that I used to be the youngest one, and now, you know, I mean, I'm turning 30 in a few. It just always sounded so far away, right? But I hope that the younger riders or my teammates, that they're calm. And if not, I wish I could give them a little bit of the mature calmness, you know what I mean? Because it'll be fine, you know, once we get to the gate. But I think right now everybody is relaxed, and I didn't really want to go into this with pressure and like trying to do good, because that just goes backwards. I want to enjoy this, and that's what I'm going to tell those guys too. Like, throw all the other shit out the window. Like, you know, everything can go right, everything can go wrong in this race. I think we just take it all in and work together as a team and try to support each other. And yeah, I think ultimately, you know, when the gate drops, it's just everybody's on their own kind of thing. But yeah, it's just interesting. You know, I've been kind of busy talking to people that I haven't really had time to like sit down and like kind of look at it from afar away, I guess, if you want to call that. So anyways, I hope I can give them a little bit of calmness from myself, and but right now everybody seems happy.
When did you actually commit to doing this race? Has it been on your mind all year that you could possibly do it?
Yes, I've been having a lot of fun riding, and obviously I didn't do any motocross races. Let's call Chicago a motocross race. So it's Chicago and High Point, right? So I'm not really a motocross specialist at this very moment, but I'm keen to like leave it all out there and do good, you know? Like, I want to do good, and obviously the GP guys, that's what they do year round, so they might have a little bit of an upper hand, at least on me, but I'm not going to go into this thing that way. Like, I'm going to prepare and go into the gate feeling like I've raced an outdoor, you know, the entire outdoor season, so, because I want to really do good. But yeah, I mean, the competition is super stiff, right? So it's going to be an interesting dynamic, I think, coming into this.
And last question, like you said, it's been 10 years since you were last in an MXGP European paddock. Does it feel different? Does it feel weird? Or is it a lot of the same faces and the same looking things?
No, it's actually a lot of the same faces, and it doesn't feel weird. I wouldn't say weird is the right word, but it feels familiar, but yet new. You know what I mean? Like, especially being on a Suzuki, it's like nostalgia. I mean, 2009, 2010, I had some big years as my, I want to call it a rookie season. Yeah. I'm going to call both of them a rookie season because I only came in, 5 races or so after, after the season started in 2009. And that was on factory Suzuki, and obviously a lot of things have changed since then. But now I'm back racing here in Europe in a motocross race on a Suzuki. So it's kind of crazy how this whole thing turned around.
First off, Hunter, Australia can win this year. They could have won last year as well, so Australia's definitely, on a bit of a roll with this thing. How different does it feel entering this year versus last year?
As far as on my point, like my standpoint of view, I think it's not crazy different. I think the only kind of different point of view now is on Jett's side, because last year he was coming in like first race on 450, where now he's like, an established dominant 450 guy. So yeah, it's it's more just a fun event for us. I think this year we know we can win, but at the same time we need a little bit of lady luck. So just go and enjoy it, honestly.
Are you actually like alive? Because people think your back is serious.
Yeah, I pulled like, what's he called? The Undertaker from WWE.
I've had so many texts from people saying like, is Hunter actually walking? And I'm like,
I got to, I'm back walking fine and stuff, all good. I was walking back pretty normal on Wednesday after the Saturday night, or the Friday incident. So it took a little bit, but we're all good. Just a compressed L4 and L5 and some pinched nerves and nerve damage. But we're good. We rode a little bit Monday, Tuesday, so a few more days off since then, so it should be good.
I think you both raced here, right? You definitely did in 2017.
I have, he hasn't.
No, I haven't been. First time, yeah.
So what, have you spoken about it much? Have you done much research? I guess MXGP haven't even hit this much lately.
Yeah, I mean, since I think it's 2017 last time I raced here. I liked it. I loved it. I watched the GP here last year. Or was it this year? No, yeah, it was last year. Sorry, yeah, it was last year.
Jeremy won.
Yeah, when Jezza won, that was epic. So yeah, that was a cool one. It was super muddy. The weather looks great. Should be good. But I mean, the track looks unreal. Like I've seen the start straight in pit lane. It looks so good, black French dirt, loamy. Doesn't have like a ton of rocks in it. So that's always nice.
Chuck the mic to Jett quick. So one of the comments with SMX was the track was a lot tighter. You had to get used to that on a 450. This thing's tight. I feel like this may be like Charlotte vibes.
Yeah, we yeah,
Actually,
maybe Chicago
vibes.
Chicago. We got Chicago. Yeah, no, I got to walk the track yesterday, and it was definitely different. There's not even room to go off the track anywhere because they have a fence or there's a cliff rock wall there. So it's I'm excited for it. It's first time here, so I'm going to be going out and following every other MXGP guy that's rode here and just trying to learn the track. But I'm excited. Yeah, it's a little tighter, so hopefully we just get a good start and go from there.
Did you consider going in the open class? I know that there is a bit of strategy with that, but was that even an option?
Yeah, I think we were thinking of going with the open class just because it gives Dean a little bit extra time to recover from Moto 1 to Moto 2. I mean, the open you go back to back. But I think they ended up moving me to the MX1 class or the MXGP class just because there's a lot more heavier hitters in that one, a lot more faster riders, so yeah.
This must feel a little, like obviously racing the 450 guys in America was a big deal, but the last time you were in a GP paddock, you were in EMX. So racing those guys, I'd imagine that feels a little, I don't know, a little different, a little special again.
Yeah, no, it's definitely pretty crazy. Last time I was here, a lot of the guys were in the GP class. A lot of the guys are still there. I mean, we still have Tim, Fevre, and we have new ones like Jorge Prado and a few other guys that are, sorry, I can't remember the names, but no, I'm excited to race them. There's going to be some new races again, and hopefully we can just get Australia up there.
So we're here at the Nations, and Spain has a very strong team. I think, honestly, Spain can podium and maybe even win. Is that kind of the expectations that you're coming in with?
Well, I think for a realistic result, I think could be just third place around there. So yeah, we can dream about a podium. Hopefully we all do great, and the most important thing in Nations is to score as good as possible every single moto, you know. Also, the 250 will be quite critical with the starts here. So hopefully he's managing to stay up front as much as possible, and yeah, let's hope we can get on the podium. That will be a dream.
How did you end up in the open class? What was the reason behind that decision?
I will race MXGP.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, when did that
yeah.
change?
I think 2 weeks ago or something. Yeah, I mean, Braceras got injured, so they moved. They put in another MX2 rider.
Yeah.
So at the same time, we decided to go MXGP. I think it's a good choice. We saw all the heavy, good riders, best ones, are racing more MXGP. So let's put myself also there and enjoy the weekend.
Yeah, MXGP is a stacked class, and I think it's quite nice for you because you can go out and remind everyone why you're the world champion. It's quite a good opportunity for you to kind of put your foot down.
Well, I will take the weekend. I prefer to just have fun, you know. I would not put too much pressure on myself, but obviously, like you said, being now the new world champion in MXGP puts a bit extra pressure. Also, myself, I put myself a bit extra pressure just to perform better, and I will just twist the throttle a little bit harder than I did in the last GPS. So hopefully we can do great here.
Is it hard to get motivated for a race like this? You've had a long season, you achieved your goal, and when you achieve the goal, you kind of just, your body just lets go. So is it hard to ramp yourself back up?
Well, I think just when I got the title, that week after that, I was quite like, it was a long year, you know, like I still had motivation, but it was a bit kind of like, I got my job done and I just want to kind of relax a little bit now. But immediately my mind switched and I started enjoying also more practicing because I didn't have the pressure of the World Championship. So once that goal was done, I started riding a little more like myself, and I've been enjoying also the last days of riding, and now coming into another race without the pressure of the World Championship. You know, it's so many races and you work so much to get that title that at the end of the day you have so much pressure on your shoulders. So here we didn't have that kind of pressure. It's a bit different because it's just 2 days of racing and that's it. So now we'll be good to race a bit more free.
Do you feel pressure to like do it for your country, because Spain do need you? They need you to do a good result. If
Yes.
you do a bad result, then it all falls apart.
Yeah, it's true, but I think I deal quite good with the pressure. So will be interesting weekend. Obviously, starts will be important. I will try to make good starts and pull hard, and we'll see when we end up. I think I can do very well here, so just excited to see how it goes.
Okay, so first of all, you're here. This is now a reality. How does it feel? Does it all feel a little bit surreal at the moment?
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really feel too much different. Driving around here in France, it kind of feels like driving around in Ohio or something. All the fields, everything. But the number one's sick. I do really like that. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to get out there, ride practice, get some laps in on the track. Extremely tight, so we'll see how it goes, but I'm really excited.
Yeah, what do you think of the track? Is there anything you can compare it to? Maybe Supercross, it's that tight.
Sure, yeah. The berms are like Supercross for sure. Like a tight high point, looks like. Tight high point, or like, I don't know. You can't really compare it to Unadilla because Unadilla is so fast.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, like a tight high point. But it looks pretty good. Some rocks in the dirt, but it looks good.
Yeah, I think the dirt is probably most similar to High Point, isn't it? Like, and High Point itself is unique to the outdoors.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like it might get a little hard, but I don't know. Last year when they raced here, obviously it rained, but it was pretty soft. And then in 2015, when they did Nations here, it looked pretty good. Looked pretty deep. So I'm excited to see how it ruts up, and yeah, it's gonna be good.
Has there been any like weird shit yet? Different rules, different ways of doing things where you're just like, yeah, I don't know what's happening.
Not too bad, because it's similar to when we in 18 when I did it, but it is different. The yellow flag's different. The red cross flag, I mean, same. There's a few things that are just kind of different, but I'm gonna really pay attention because I don't want to get docked, don't want to get disqualified, and we're gonna send it.
That's a good goal to have.
yeah, not get disqualified, biggest one.
Last thing, obviously you do a lot of racing, 31 races a year. Being here, putting Team USA to one side, being in a different environment, different people, it's just a different vibe. Does that give you a little more pep in your step? Like, it feels a bit refreshing?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've been told time and time again that the fans of this race are the gnarliest fans that I will ever see. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. So I've been excited about that. I've been just excited about everything. This is my first time out of the States. First time, doing a lot of this stuff. So it's very, very exciting, and I'm pumped.
Heading into the Motocross of Nations, I feel like the Netherlands hasn't been talked about much. I don't know why, but I feel like you guys could
I know
win.
why.
Tell us.
Because Hurlings is not here.
That is a thing. I think if Jeffrey doesn't come, then everyone automatically presumes the Netherlands is sending a bad team,
Yeah.
which has happened some years. But this year you've got 3 consistent guys. There's not really a weakness. There's no reason why you can't win.
No, I mean, winning is maybe something, but I believe, you know, finishing on the box would be a goal for us. There are a lot of strong teams, you know, and I think similar teams to what we are. And of course, Jeffrey not being here, you know, with him you have always, let's say, minimum a top 5, 2 motos at least, you know, and yeah, we just need to have a good day, and if we can all have a good day, we will be good. I mean, starts are going to be important, and it looks like in Medley that went well, so I'm looking forward to it.
Talking to Calvin, it sounds like it was a joint decision to put him in MXGP and you in Open. What is it about being in Open that works so well for you?
I don't know. I performed always well in the Open class. Usually it's not the strongest class, because that's normally MXGP, but I like to have 2 races straight in a row. I feel better with that than, you know, waiting for the 3rd moto and, you know, having so much time off the track. So yeah, I prefer it more like quickly after each other.
Yamaha announced their team this week and you weren't on it. So
Yeah.
this weekend marks the end of a little era for you. Crazy to think you've actually been on Yamaha for a long time now.
3 years.
Yeah, goes fast.
Yeah, it goes quick. If I look at my results in Yamaha, you know, it's not what we were, you know, hoping for, but at the same time, you know, it's been, I believe, all 3 years at least top 5,
Yeah.
or maybe the first year not,
It's
which
just
I
been
was struggling
solid.
pretty bad. And but lately, you know, I've made quite a few podiums, and luckily also a win. I wanted to have more, but you know, that's how it goes.
And last thing, anything you can tell us about next year? Have you got anything fantastic lined up?
I thought you know already by everything.
I'm just
now.
wondering if you have anything fantastic lined up.
Fantastic. Yeah, close to that.
Okay.
Close to fantastic.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
We're at the Nations, but there's something much bigger than this going on. You have been officially announced as a factory rider for next year. It's been a long time coming. You kind of deserved this when you first entered 450s, and definitely since. So it must feel nice to get that done.
It definitely feels good. Like you said, I feel like I do deserve it. I've grown the last 4 years in MXGP. I can say my first year wasn't great, but I've definitely taken steps each year, gotten better and better, and I feel like now is the right time in my career to take the next step and to move on to a factory team. So yeah, I couldn't be more stoked on my deal for next year, and I just can't wait to get it all started.
1 year deal or 2 year deal?
It's a 1 year deal.
A bit of pressure or not really?
No, not at all. Not at all. I know that I know what I can do, and I mean it's 1 year with an option for another year. So I mean, obviously there is pressure. I want to perform well, but I think the pressure is on the other 2 guys in the team. I'm a little bit the underdog, and yeah, we'll see how it goes.
I like that. Your MXGP this weekend, Glenn's Open. Was there any talk about strategy? Why did it end up going that way?
We spoke about it in the beginning, and Glenn said he would prefer to go open because he always performs better when he in the open. The last year that he rode MXGP didn't go so well, and the times before when he rode open, he did really well. So I don't know, something mentally he really wanted to ride open, and he likes it the small break in between. So that's why we went that way.
Yeah, and you'll take the longer break, won't you? For you, like
I
for a
don't-
normal
for me-
rider, MXGP seems like the place to be.
Yeah, for me, I don't mind. I said I'm quite easy. If they wanted to put me in open, I'll race open, but I'm also fine to race MXGP. Normally in MXGP, you have the standards a little bit higher. They kind of put the B rider in open, but I think this year it's kind of mixed. They have quite good riders MXGP, but also quite good in open, so it should be quite good racing.
MXGP is super stacked. I think there's like 10 really good riders. Obviously, Roczen, Jett. Are you quite excited to see some different names on the back of jerseys?
For sure, I think it's cool it's always cool. The Nations is such a cool race, you know, to have these guys come over and race. It's really, it's something different. We don't get to do this often, one time a year. So it'll be cool to see them around on the track. Hopefully I don't see them in the races. Hopefully they're behind me. But yeah, it's still cool to know that they're racing together with us.
And last thing, I feel like the Netherlands is definitely underrated coming in. There hasn't been much talk, but you can win, right? Like, you have 3 solid riders, and consistency, I think, is going to be the team's biggest strength.
I definitely believe that we can win. That's also why we're here. You know, we're here to compete and we want to win. We know that there are very strong teams out there, but I think all three of us are capable of winning, and we just need to have a good day. You know, we need to feel good, and I think our goal is to be standing on the podium on the end of Sunday. But I think on a good day we can definitely win, and it all depends on starts. If we can nail in the starts, I think we all have the speed to win. So we'll see about that.
Back at the Nations, first time in 2 years. You missed out last year. We won't talk about that.
Yeah.
Nice to be back. Ernée is a great place for the Nations, so I guess vibes are high.
Yeah, exactly. Wasn't here last year, but to come back here now at Ernée, it's a real cool track. Last year I did the GP here and we had a real good weekend, so I like the fact that the track's slow, gets real technical and normally some deep ruts, so I prefer it when the pace is a little bit less and you get some deep lines. So overall, like the weather, everything, it looks to be, you know, a pretty perfect weekend, so I'm looking forward to it.
You've got 36 gate picks, so like, what do you do with that?
It's a little bit frustrating because normally, obviously, you do your lap times for your qualifying gate pick, but here they pull it out of a hat, and GB have got 36 from 37. So I feel like we don't really have any luck with that, but this year has been exceptionally bad with 36. So I think we just have to try to keep going around the outside, and then as long as we can just pick a few positions off if we do get a bad start, and try our best to have a half decent gate pick for the Sunday races, I think that'll be all right here.
You'd be pretty good if it was raining, because then you could go to the far outside and get to the left on the hard stuff, but I guess that isn't really a benefit when it's dry like this.
Yeah, because I remember in EMX 250 I got a hole shot from the outside here, from the furthest gate pick. I remember Jeffrey did something similar at one of the GPs here. He just railed around the outside and got a hole shot. So here, like the angle of the start grid is pretty even for the first corner from inside to outside. So it's just a matter of, you know, finding the best spot for dirt and a good start. That's it.
Last thing, you've done 2 days, I think, of riding with Team GB this week. Does that team bonding do anything for you? Like, does it build any sort of confidence or help in any way?
It is nice, like, to ride together with Team GB, but the first track was a little bit stony and dry because we're France here, and I think the weather's been dry a long time, and there was no like track prep. It was just hard, slippy, so it was just more of a team group session. And then Wednesday we had like a real nice track. It was a French championship track. They had some cool jumps, and it was a nice layout track on a bit of a hill. So no, it was not really that at this stage in the season that we need to go out training and doing lap times and sprint stuff. It was just get out on the bike, try and get the vibes up in the team, and just have a bit of a session together before the race.